Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you doing? Welcome to Ron's Opinion. Don't matter. Welcome to the show that we do every Monday morning called Likes and Dislikes. Man, hopefully y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully God is treating you well, and hopefully your relationship with God is solid. And there's a whole lot of things I can say that I like, and then some things I can say I dislike. Hold on one second. Had to get that out of my way. But one of the things that I do like is I forgot what I was even ready to say. Nah, for real, one of the things that I do like is just the atmosphere when you like. Let's say you're driving down the street and you just see scenery, like beautiful scenery, and like the fall time when you see all the trees starting to change colors and stuff. That's one of the things that I do like, and there are moments where I would just get in my vehicle and take those type of rides just so you can see stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like just see nice, beautiful scenery. Not a whole lot of, just a quiet moment. Taking a drive, maybe down the highway or down the road where there's a whole lot of that type of scenery, looking at the mountains and stuff like that. So for me, that's one of the things that I do like. I mean, dislikes, we can talk about that forever. We can talk about that forever. One of the other things that I do like is a good story. Like, when I say good story, I mean like a positive story. Rather it's heartwarming, uplifting. Somebody that overcame, conquered. Somebody a moment where someone was given something and they received something unexpectedly. Moment when you see somebody get healed, recover from sickness, and those type of stories. I mean, I look for them. I love to hear those type of stories. As a matter of fact, I am going to eventually start a segment with the OG Network that is mainly focused on those type of stories, where we just talk about a heartwarming, giving, positive moment. Is going to be totally about that type of stuff. Philly Talk is similar to that, as it relates to when we have Philly Talk and people come on there and we try to, but that's just more like Philadelphia focus. But the next one that I do is going to be world focus. It's going to be focused on the world, showing. I don't know about the whole world, but let's just say America, and focus on the side of America that a lot of people don't get to see, and that get to see or appreciate, or that never gets noticed. And I'm going to do my best to try to figure out a way to start this show and get that up and rolling as soon as possible. I just got to figure out a date, time. I do have a lot of open slots. It's probably going to be later in the day, which is around the 7 o'clock mark. But we'll see how that plays out. But that's another thing that I do like. I like a good story. I just, things that I don't like. I have a hard time dealing with people that have a negative mentality. I don't like negativity. I just don't. I don't like energy drainers. Like, I'm not talking about the personal in general. I'm just talking about what's going on. How you doing? 8978 ball striker. God bless you. Welcome in. Make sure you do me a favor, hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. But one thing I don't like, and I'm not talking about disliking people. It ain't about the people that I dislike. I just don't like that negative energy, like draining energy that drains you. Like, like no matter how much positive you try to put on something, they just come with their, oh, like, oh yeah, this life is just so bad, and life is just so hard, and life is just so cool. This and life is just so bad, and I can't, I try to take 2 steps forward, I end up 75 steps back. What's up, my brother? Fat Chatula? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, so it's that type of stuff that that sometimes, like I said, it's never about the actual person. It's about the energy. And sometimes we don't realize it. Yeah, sometimes people don't realize that how draining they can be. Like that. And I grew up with people, man, that forgive me. That had that energy. Bro, I swear to you, it's like, man, I couldn't wait to get away from them. And I didn't want to be mean to the person. Right. You're right about that, Jay. I don't like handout. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're a person that look for somebody to hand you stuff all the time, that actually affects your behavior and your mentality when it comes to that. It affects your behavior and it affects your ability to actually have good energy because you have nothing to celebrate. Here's my point today. And y'all gonna have to excuse me for 1 second because yeah, the reason why I say that, what's up, Notorious? The reason why I say that is because of this, right? No matter how much positive energy you try to put on something, that negative energy, and here's my point is, if you go do it yourself, it has the ability to affect your energy because now you got something to celebrate. If someone hands you something all the time, and this is why I get what Jay Fatchatula saying about the handout stuff. If someone's handing you something all the time and you have never accomplished something on your own, you never had nothing to celebrate. That's why you always feel so drained and negative and all this other stuff because you've never had a reason to celebrate because you never accomplished anything because everything was somebody handing it to you or giving it to you. I mean, I love going out and trying it myself just to see, even if I fail miserably, I will literally laugh at my failure because the one thing I can always say is that I did not try and I did not put forth a necessary effort. In most cases, if you put the effort there, you're going to get the results. But my point is, there have been moments where I was just like, tried to do something, and even though I see that it wasn't going to work, but I still kept pushing. And after a while, I just laughed. Like, you know what? I shouldn't have never did it anyway, but I wanted to see if I could. And I wanted to see if I could. So that's why that energy that people have, I mean, don't get me wrong. For me personally, everything that makes that part of me up is because I have a relationship with God. I am. I apologize for that. What do you apologize for? I'm trying to figure out you got me looking back, trying to figure out what you apologize for. But when it does, hold up. Now I know what he apologized for. Now I know what he apologized for. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Oh man, that was a good one. But again, if you put and he's right though. I mean, if you put that much effort into the way people put into trying to have sex and trying to do this, and I get it, it makes every sense in the world. And it doesn't work for everyone, but it's not really even about what he's saying is about the sex. It's so much about the effort behind it. Because listen, especially as a young man, if you get your first piece of booty, and I'm gonna say it that way, you start to alter all your life trying to get some more of that. What's up, Dover Dogs? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, boy. Got that dog. Yeah, if y'all know what that means, that's the Delaware Dogs right there. Y'all better recognize it. If y'all want to know who that really is, check out Dogs Basketball. Go follow the channel, follow the story, follow the journey, and y'all appreciate it like I do. That's my dog. I mean, we good. But yeah, man, it's like, so that's one of the things. That's why, when people have that type of energy, no matter, I don't care how much good stuff is happening around them, they just can't stand to see things being celebrated. And me, I'm not, I try to avoid that type of energy, and I try to avoid, if I know somebody's stuck there all the time, and it's like me, I just like, all right, it's time. I see you love being miserable. Now they say misery love company. You can love all the misery all you want to, but I'm not the one that's going to keep hanging out with you. Got to find somebody else to keep that company, because I'm not the one. I'm out. But that's what I'm, at the end of the day. But listen, do a brother a favor, y'all. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. I'm not going to be too long today. I got a lot of things on my plate, unfortunately, but I love to get in here and at least do my show in the morning time. I love it when I see the day that I can bring in enough money that I can just stay here and focus on here. But it is what it is. I mean, but it's excuse me. It's just, that's the one thing about likes, and that's why I do this show. That likes and dislikes is just to iterate on stuff that I like and iterate on stuff that I dislike. Most of the time, I try to bring up the stuff that I like. Like, here y'all go. I like donuts. I really like donuts. I like donuts. Every day, gotta have a donut. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like food. I'm not a big food eater. Like, some people eat a lot of food. I'm not one of those type of people that eats a lot of food. Give me a second, y'all. I'm not one of those people that eat a lot of food. I just like to enjoy the food that I'm eating. If that makes sense to y'all. I like to enjoy the food that I'm eating. It don't have to be a lot. It don't have to be a massive amount of food. It just have to be good. You know what I mean? Now, and for those that follow my channel on a regular basis, when I say I like donuts, they already know. Like, I go to bat for a donut. Now, does that mean I like all donuts? Yeah, one of my cousins used to say that all the time. All right, you should have been a cop, man. But I love I enjoy donuts. Now, don't get me wrong. I went places that had horrible donuts. And apple fritters, yeah, they're pretty good. All right, so I got a question for y'all, for those that are still hanging around. Do you like donuts? And if you do, what's your favorite donut? Since I'm talking about donut. Now, I like donuts. Do I have a favorite? Let me think about that one. I mean, I do have a favorite, and that's a chocolate eclair. Okay, Boston cream and chocolate eclairs are very similar. So I get it. Yeah, Boston cream, that's a good one. That's a real good one. I go in on some Boston cream. Oh yeah. Yeah, I get with that. I can rock with that. Some apple fritter and dunking in some milk. Yeah, I can rock with that. But right now I'm eating a chocolate frosted. That's good. But I'm gonna have to still go with chocolate eclair is my favorite donut. Beyond that, I like Boston cream. They're very similar. I mean, I always like glaze. But I don't like everybody's donut. Hot apple cider donut. I never had that. I never had that Dover Dogs, Delaware Dogs, whoever you are. I'm gonna have to try that out. Hot apple cider donut. Never had. I'm gonna have to try that out. But there's a place that they opened up, and I'm gonna say it's probably about a good 15, 20 minutes from me. I went in there once and got a donut, and I was not happy with it. I mean, I seen these people standing in line. It was in Downingtown, PA. And I seen people standing in line, and they was in there, and I was, I'm a donut person. I'm like, oh snap, it's a place I never had a donut before. I'm be honest with you, when I got that donut, I was like, why are they in the line? I was like, nah, nope, this ain't it. Nope, I'm not it. I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I didn't like the donut at all. And that's crazy because I'm a donut person, and you would think, but yeah, it wasn't for me. Yeah, they do. They are a mess. I like powdered donuts though. I do like them. I do like powdered donuts. But you're right, they are a mess. I'm trying to think. Now the place so far, out of all the donut places I've been to, the two tops is Duck Donuts. I mean, I'm always at Dunkin' Donuts, but Dunkin' Donuts is just more out of convenience than anything. Now, powdered donuts and some milk is actually really good to me. I had some milk and some powdered donuts. I don't know why. I like milk and even the chocolate covered ones. I like that with milk. I mean, I like all donuts with milk. It don't even matter. But yeah, it could be a party favorite. I like powdered donuts. They were good. They are good, especially if they're fresh. Especially if they're fresh. You get you some good fresh powdered donuts. They have too much sugar. That's the whole point. You said maple bacon donuts from Duck Donuts. I had the maple bacon donut, and they were actually pretty good. But when I went there, I got mine. I had some fudge. I had the peanuts, fudge, caramel, glaze. Yeah. And now I gotta go find me a Duck Donut. Now I done put myself into a hunt. Then I gotta go find me a Duck Donut. Where you at, dog? But yeah, I love donuts. Like I said, donuts are on D-Baller 92. That's the second person that mentioned apple fritters. That's the second person that mentioned apple fritters. So apple fritters right now is on that point. Now, if I'm ever down in Florida, I'm gonna have to check that out. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like down the road, just so y'all know, if I get enough money, because everything takes money, this is what I wanted to do. I want to go on a donut tour. This is what I want to do. Honestly, I want to go on a donut tour. I want to get me an RV, not a real big one, because I want to own an RV, but I don't want no real big one. I want a nice small RV, just enough that I got some sleeping quarters and stuff like that. And I want to go live. I want to travel across America from state to state, city to city, town to town, whatever, and just test donuts and do this for about a good 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month. I mean, I'm gonna eat regular food and stuff, just testing the donut. I ain't gotta go there and go gobble down a bunch of donuts. But I want to go on what I would call a donut tour. And I want to go across America, get in my RV. I don't have one, but I'm gonna, if I would get a chance to buy me one. This is my little what they call bucket list. One of my bucket lists. Get in the RV, just drive through different towns and stuff like that. And just let people see me running to different places, looking, and then people and if I'm mentioning the town that I'm going into and the people on the live and they know it, I get it. Yeah, I think it'll be some great content. And I'm end up in the towns that they know that I'm going into. They can always send me recommendations and places to stop at and stuff like that. And I get to, go to places that the people that's on the chat recognize. Say, okay, if I'm gonna be in this town, if there's anybody on here or anybody know about this place, where should I go and get donuts at? And that's what I want to do. But I want to get in my RV. I want to get an RV, go take that tour, and just do it. But one day I'm listen. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying this is what I want to do. But of course, it takes money to do this type of stuff. So the first thing I got to do is get an RV. But as my channel grows and it grows and grows, I'm getting closer to actually making that happen. But if you're on the live, like and subscribe. As things start to pick up, I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm going to make it fun. Now, if I could get, some participants in there, a couple of participants that want to take that journey with us, I'll do that. But for now, it's just a hope right now. I mean, it's going to eventually, it might eventually happen. It's just a matter of when. Just like there's other things that I want to do I haven't yet to get a chance to do. Of course, life always seems to get in the way, but I'm still working towards it, man, because I want to be able to bring you guys a whole lot of different content. I'm doing different things that I've never done that I want to do. Hopefully one day. D. Billard said the grocery stores have the best donuts. The big names be watered down. Yeah, hey, listen. I'm not going to say we're 100% right, but I have to agree with you. Even me agreeing with you doesn't mean we're 100% right. But I'm going to tell you why. They're not open no more. But one day it was a Korean place that used to make donuts, but I never really went in there for the donuts. It was like a little small grocery store, but they did make donuts, and I realized it took me a while. And I used to drive by them all the time, but I never actually went in there and got donuts. But what happened was, normally my Dunkin' Donuts stop, I just kind of missed it. Was like, I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop over here, and I see they got donuts, so I'm gonna stop there and get me a donut. Man, they will smack Dunkin' Donuts, Glazed Donuts in the face with theirs. Like when I say that donut was so good, their donuts in this Korean store was better than Dunkin' Donuts Glazed Donuts. I had got 2 Glazed Donuts. I said I'm gonna get 2 and keep it moving. It was by far better than Dunkin' Donuts. It was by far better than what's the other one I'm thinking about? The big one. Why can't I think of the name of this place? The other big box donut place. Somebody help me out here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, but I just can't think of the name for some reason. I don't know why. But it was better than theirs too. Yeah, Krispy Kreme. There you go. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name of it. But yeah, it was way better than Krispy Kreme. What's up, Ant Like the Bug? What's going on, brother? What's going on? It was way better than Krispy Kreme. It was, and this is in Philly. Matter of fact, Ant Like the Bug. It was right up the street from Stinger. Like if you go up Ant Like the Bug, because he's from Philly like I am, it was up the street from Stinger, going towards like up to Mount Airy. If you're trying to go from North Philly up to Mount Airy, it was a little Chinese store that was right there on this little point, like a pointed street. Man, when I say that donut was so good, man, listen. I was every chance I get until I couldn't get there no more because of the way I moved it. I was tearing them up. No, this is on the north side of Philly. This is on the north side of Philly. It was actually it's in Logan, the Logan section of Philadelphia. That's the closest place I can tell you. It's like right off of Borden, Wyoming, not too far from Borden, Wyoming. If anybody familiar with Philadelphia, Man, when I say this Chinese store donuts was off the roof, I was like, yo, I was there every day getting me some donuts at that point. Dunkin' Donuts was losing business because of that place. Yep. And listen, that was a Dunkin' Donuts right there on Broad, Wyoming. But what happened was I missed it. So I kept going down Wyoming. I crossed Wyoming. I was like, and I had to bang the right to go on what they consider what is Ogons Avenue. And there was a Chinese place right there. And I was like, you know what? I know they had a sign up there that said donuts. I just never went in there for some reason. That day, I mean, this was a while ago, but that day, when I went in there, their donuts is way better. So back to D Bullets, I'm saying D Ballers, right, 92. Back to the statement that they made about that. The big box stores, sometimes they don't have. That was the reason why I really want to do this donut tour at some point. Is because the big box stores, yeah, they got donuts and all that stuff, but it's these little small places that you stop at that you don't know nothing about. Tend to have the best food, tend to have the best this and the best that. It's this place now. I know. Me and my parents when my dad was alive. We went to this place, and I don't even remember where it was at, but I know it was in the state of Pennsylvania. But we was coming from Great Adventures or Dorney Park, one or the other. And we had stayed out there over the night. We was on our way back, but there was a traffic jam on the highway, and they detoured everybody off the highway. You had to take a detour route and go a little ways and then get back on the highway. But we happened to ride by this little diner. And we was hungry, so we decided to stop in the diner. Man, when I say they had that burger I had to this day, I remember how good that burger was. And I was in my 20s when I ate that burger. But to this day, there's one of the best cheeseburgers I've ever had in my life. And listen, the funny thing is my dad, he had a tuna fish sandwich. And as we leaving there, we always just talking about how good that food was. I don't even remember the name of the place. I don't even remember how to get there. I don't remember nothing else. All I know is they had some of the best food. It was a place that's on the. This is the reason why when somebody asks me about traveling, I don't want to be in airplanes. I want to be on the road. I want to be able to. That gives me a chance to pull up, get off the highway, go through towns, find some place I never heard of, never seen, try their food, try their stuff, try this, try that. That's the reason why I love to drive. It's not so much the destination because I ain't in a rush to get there. It's the journey that I love when it comes to if I'm driving and traveling and I have the option. You know, when you're in a plane, which is nothing wrong with people who fly, but when you're in a plane, you don't have the option to just land the plane and go taste something. But when you're in a vehicle, you can get off that highway, go find some place you never heard of, never seen, some mom and pop store or something like that. And I love this type of stuff. And I go in and I just be, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna get me something right there. No, it doesn't. Most of the houses, because of the way Philadelphia is built, yeah, they are on somewhat of a slant, but it doesn't feel like that in the house. Everything is pretty much level. Now, if your house is old and eventually starts to settle, you'll feel it in the house, yeah. But for the most part, no. But if your house is old and it does some type of settling, the floors will get lopsided and stuff like that. So at that point, yeah, but you don't feel it in the house. No, not at all. Yeah, you don't feel it in the house at all. Not at all. Not one bit. Santiago, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Hit the like button. Did you see the gun? You see him? Now, if you want to see him firing and shooting, then you gotta go research through my old videos. Then you'll be able to see them being used, physically being used. But when I'm on the live, not the YouTube, you can or can't, but YouTube's funny about that, so I just don't do it at all. I don't pick them up. It was a pre-recorded video, but a different story. But that's me with my likes and dislikes, my journey. But listen up, y'all. One of them's the one here. That's a 458 SOCOM. And the other one's chambered in 5.56. Both of them are ARs, semi-automatic. They're my babies. I mean, I got, I like guns. I enjoy going to the range. Anybody who's been on my channel, you follow my channel, you're gonna know. And San Diego, just so you know, on Fridays at 7 o'clock, we do what we call Firearm Friday, where we talk about firearms, guns, the industry, whatever. We have a little conversation about it. So if your person is interested in the gun conversation, you can always check out the Friday the Firearm Fridays, what we have at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm about to get my concealed carry. Okay, D. What state are you in? D. Baller, if you don't mind me asking, what state are you in? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go get that concealed carry. I got mine. You should get yours. Amen. Illinois, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, good luck with that. Chicago. It's a tough place to be, have it. Yeah, but good luck with it, man. And hopefully you get yours. I wouldn't waste no time on that. You already know when I say Chicago, Illinois. Well, Illinois, you shouldn't have a problem. It's just Chicago that, Chicago is like Philadelphia. They think they're special and they think they're doing something with these stupid gun laws and rules that they put into place. But all they really do is make it complicated for the everyday honest citizen. Criminals going to do what they're going to do. Criminals are going to do what they're going to do. Oh, Santiago, you also in Chicago. That's what's up. Man, Chicago is just like, I don't know. Like I said, I look at Chicago the same way I look at Philadelphia, man. They don't realize, first of all, a lot of the gun laws that they have in Chicago, rules that they have in Chicago and the city of Philadelphia are unconstitutional. Just so y'all understand that. They're unconstitutional. Extremely unconstitutional. I just don't understand why the Supreme Court keep allowing these cities and these states to put in these rules that limit your ability to keep and bear arms. And they letting them do it. And it's unconstitutional. Everything that they're doing is unconstitutional. This is the real reason why Chicago, Philadelphia, and all of these type of cities that want all these rules. What they really want is they want to give criminals leverage over the citizens. If you really look at what they're doing, they want criminals to have leverage over the citizens. I'm explaining to you why. They already know criminals ain't gonna follow none of these rules. None, not one. Criminals are not gonna go get concealed carry license. Criminals are not going to they're not going to go buy this guns in the store. They're not going to go do background checks. They're not going to do none of that stuff that they have the everyday working citizens do. They're not going to have none of that. So what they're going to do, and what they understand is that criminals don't care. The ones that's going to do it, but the everyday citizen, the honest citizen that work and trying to live their life is the ones that's going to go through all that process. The criminals don't care about none of that stuff. And they know it. So they want to put the citizens through all of these complications and hope that you'll never have a weapon. So the criminals can always have leverage over you, and you will always be subject to the criminals because politicians use criminals to lie to you about stuff. All right. Most states that has, yeah, all right, that is actually absolutely true. Here's my point to that. I live in the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is an open carry state, right? The only place in the state of Pennsylvania you can't open carry is the city of Philadelphia. Guess who has the highest crime rate amongst all Pennsylvania? The city of Philadelphia. I ain't got to look at the rest of the country. And I'm quite sure in Chicago, compared to Illinois, you take Chicago out of Illinois, you get a dramatic drop in crime rate. Same thing with the city of Philadelphia. If you take the city of Philadelphia out of the state of Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania crime rate drops drastically. Why? Because most of the violent crime happened in the city of Philadelphia, who have not the toughest gun law, but that is the point that I'm making. That is the point that I'm making. I don't know what they're talking about. But make sure y'all hitting the like button for brother. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button for brother. I appreciate it very, very much. So for me, I'm not a fan of open carry. I think everybody should be lawfully able to open carry. I'm just not personally a fan of it. That's it. I think concealed carry is the best way to go. And honestly, I don't think you should have permission from the government, whom, if you look at the United States Constitution, is written against the government. So why in the world should the government be able to tell you whether you can open carry or conceal carry? This is my right to protect myself against government tyranny. So you already displaying a level of tyranny when you tell me what I can and cannot have. Appreciate you, Santiago. Appreciate it very, very much. So you understand my point. If the Constitution is written for the citizens to be able to protect themselves against government tyranny, then why in the world would you let government be able to tell you what you can and cannot have, and how you what weapons you can use to protect yourself? All right, let's address this stupidity. All right, so you said because we have too many crazy people out here, right? And guess what? The country do not know how to act. It comes to guns. When it comes to guns, come on, man. What are you talking about? All right, so you just answered your own question right there. If you really look at what you're saying. Now, I'm not talking. I never referred to as what the country. I'm talking about politician-wise. All right, so you guys got it's misconstrued. That was for the revolution. So now y'all want to come on again. This is the level of This is the level of stupidity right here. Everything that this person is saying is exactly why you should never listen to somebody like this. And no personal, David. But what I'm telling you is you're answering your own question. I want you to think about everything that you put in here, and I want you to think clearly. And you're saying that there's crazy people out here. So let me ask you a question. If the crazy people out there came to do something crazy to you, how are you going to stop them? So you think that the politicians and the government and the police going to be there in the moment that the crazy person come to do something to you? Your protection is your responsibility. So if a crazy person going to get a gun because they're not going to follow the rules, they're going to get one. They're going to get knives, guns, hammer, whatever. So you're going to trust the government to protect you and limit your ability to protect yourself. So you answered your own question. You said there's crazy people out there. I agree. There are. That's why I got guns. That's why I got weapons. Because at the moment something happens to me, guess who's not going to be there? The police, the government, the politicians, the presidents, and all these people that are saying that I don't need something. So you answered your own question. See, you keep thinking it's about you. Then you're going to turn around and say that was for the revolution. This is the reason why we have the right to keep and bear arms, so that we never have that problem again when it comes to government tyranny. So you trust the government not to go tyrannical. Meanwhile, the government not too long ago was telling you to stay in the house. And I agree with you, Joyce. I dislike it too. I'm not paranoid. You don't have to be. This is the idiotic stuff. I'm not paranoid. All right, so you think that the person that was at a gas station minding a business was paranoid when somebody decided to carjack him, rob him, and steal that stuff? Do you think that the person was paranoid when someone came in there and robbed and kidnapped their family and robbed and killed them? That has nothing to do with paranoid. That's stupidity if you just leave yourself open to what any and everybody do to you. That don't even make sense. I'm fit. So let me ask you a question. You bulletproof? You said you fit. So you bulletproof. So you telling me that your muscles is going to stop bullets when somebody come to rob you? That's another stupid statement. So if 6 dudes came up there right now because of you fit and just start beating you down for no reason, because it happens, you think your fit is going to keep you good? Okay. Good luck with that. To be ready, to be as alive. To be alive. Listen, my point is not about when was I kidnapped. The whole point of it is if I'm walking down the street with a firearm and you walking down the street with none, and somebody have intentions to rob, guess who they're going to pick first? Okay, my point is that. Well, I'm not even going to. At this point, it's just ridiculous. Why would 6 dudes attack me? Because of what David said. They're evil people out there. They ain't got no reason. They don't need a reason. Listen, I grew up in the hood. City of Philadelphia, North Philly. And let me explain something to you. You don't need a reason. People do stuff just because they want to. Especially if they think you have something of value that they want. Let's just say you got a nice car and they want to take your car because they refuse to go work for and earn their own. That's the idiocy right there. That's somebody right now living in a fantasy world. I don't play odds when it comes to my life. I don't play odds when it comes to my life. I'm sorry. Weak minds think, I don't think I'm under attack, never. You know what? Weak minds think that he's consistently under attack. See, this again, say that to all of the people that goes to call 911 and became a victim. Ask them what they was thinking about. All of them said exactly what you think. Oh, I thought it would never happen to me. And there you go. I'm from Philly. I know. See, here's my point. I'm explaining to you why this is the way the ignorance is at. This is where that ignorance comes from. You say, I need therapy. Let me explain something to you. Number one, I've never been paranoid in my life. No. Never once been paranoid in my life. I'm not afraid of anything because I have a relationship with God, but I'm not stupid. Tell me at any moment when you see criminals out there, when did they play fair? When does criminals play fair? Here's my point. When do criminals play fair? Criminals are not fair about what they do. And I'm not going to be fair to them. I'm not going to be considerate when you decide you want to try to do something to me. When you decide you want to do something to me, I am not in the business of making it fair. That's my whole point. You don't, when people decide that whatever it is that you have or whatever it is that they want to take from you, they don't care. Crazy people are going to get guns no matter what you do. Because they ain't as crazy as you think that they are. And here's my point. Why would you not want a firearm or access to the weapon, good weapons, when you know crazy people already have them? Why would you not want access to firearms when you already know crazy people already have them? The government ain't gonna never be able to stop crazy people from getting them because they're not following the rules. They're making them themselves. You can't go outside with a gun. No, you can't. I can. I can go outside with a gun. You can't. Let me explain something to you. Let me ask you a question. For those that think that you don't need a, if the government right now decide to reintroduce slavery, let's say the government right now decided to reintroduce slavery, are you going to bow down or are you going to fight back? Right now, they decide to reintroduce slavery because this is the real conversation. This really ain't even about criminals. That's a byproduct. If the government right now was decide to reintroduce slavery and said that they're going to just start rounding people up and enslaving them, what's going to be your move? Because y'all act like it can't happen. Yes, and my thing is this. I own firearms. I never think about hurting nobody. I don't think about robbing nobody. I don't think about shooting nobody. And listen, I pray every single day that I never ever have to use my weapon. But I'm not ignorant enough to live my life based off of, oh, I don't need one. You know, okay. We have more guns than people. Then does crime go down? We have way more guns. We already have more guns than people. There's guns outnumber human beings easily 100 to 1. Because if that tells you right there, if guns were so dangerous, there'd be no more people. I don't have no enemies. No, I ain't gonna say I don't have no because I might. I don't know. I'm not trying to figure them out. It'll do a better job than a knife. See, this is the ignorance. This is the ignorance. It'll do a better job than a knife would. See, my thing is this. You'll be the first to go. You know why? Because you have no defense. You're going to go try to fight them with your fist. You're going to go try to fight with your fist. See, the ignorance is when you start letting government tell you what to do and what you can and cannot have, that's where the ignorance starts. And then when something does actually happen, then you're going to be going to look for good people to try to protect you from government tyranny because you thought the government was honest. You thought the government cared about you. You thought that the government was here for you. You forgot that governments are human beings. They got bad intentions too. That are criminal-minded too. That are corrupt too. You did. I don't fantasize about anything. I just know the reality of it. Let me ask you a question. Was there black slaves in America? You said I fantasize about it. Was there black slaves in America? Meanwhile, there is slavery still going on, just so you know. But let's just ask the question. Was there slavery in America? So if it happened then, can it happen again? What's stopping them? What's stopping the government right now from enslaving you? What's stopping the government? And listen, at the end of the day, if that was the case, why everybody trying to come here and not go there to these other countries? Exactly. They're not going. No, they're going to come get easy targets just like criminals do. See, criminals don't go after. That's why women get violated more than men do. Why? Because women are easier targets. That's just common sense. An easier target is who they're going to go for first. The ones that don't have the ability to defend themselves. That's who they're going to go for first. That's how stupid that sounds. Exactly. That is the point that I was trying to make. That every single that's why listen, the minute you got powerful weapons, that's what's keeping the government in check. Because citizens of America got a whole lot of them. Take away the weapons, government had full power at that point. I ain't say nothing that you might think I'm stupid. Now you saying that was 400 years ago. All right, let me ask you a question. When that COVID happened and they told everybody to stay in the house, was that 400 years ago? Was that 400 years ago? When they made everybody stay in the house, was that 400 years ago? When they told you that if you don't take this jab, you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your livelihood. Was that 400 years ago? Yeah, I thought so. If you can't have a real conversation, obviously you must be a faggot or gay, something like that. Man, nursery boy, that means you still sucking on your mother's titties or something. Man, nursery boy, because the first thing you come in here, you start talking about somebody, that means you're a homo. That means you're a fag. You're gay, whatever. I don't know. But that don't even make, that's not even part of the conversation. What's wrong with you? Special. Like I said, I hope for God, Ryan, that you never have an issue where you need one. I hope whatever thought pattern that you have going on you never had to deal with that. That's real talk. Because at the end of the day, it only gets crazy. Listen, if you buy a car and your car only go 50 miles per hour, but you got to hurry up and get somebody to the hospital, you're going to wish you had a car that did 75 or 80 or 100. Why? Because you're trying to get to that hospital faster because it's a matter of life and death. So for you who think that way, that's fine. I just hope that nothing in your life ever happens where you wish. My thing is this. If you ever had to call 911, make sure you tell 911, before y'all come to me, please spit your firearms. Leave your firearm and your guns at the police station because we don't need the guns around us. We just need you to come protect us. Make sure you do that. If you ever had to call 911, make sure you tell the police officers, don't bring their guns. And now, this is the third insult, which tells me I won the conversation. Because usually when you can't win a conversation and you get answers for that and you can't argue back, the end result of winning a conversation lets you know when you won is when they start calling you names. It's when they start calling you names. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. And there's the next crime insult. Those are the type of people that believe that two men can make a baby. Two men sleeping together make babies. Those are the type of people that believe two men having sex with each other can make a baby. The show was usually about likes and dislikes, but we had people in here that want to get mad because they don't like the fact that we talk about firearms. See, they look at firearms in the sense of, oh, dangerous, somebody dangerous. Listen, I got firearms and I got plenty of them. And one thing I never think about is shooting or killing or hurting nobody. I don't even think about killing nobody when it comes to my firearms. And my point is this: if all you can think about is shooting and killing somebody with a firearm, you don't need to have one. Leave them alone because something wrong with you mentally. I don't think that way. I enjoy my firearms. Nothing wrong with that. But to sit back and to think that nothing is ever going to happen to you and you have never have a need of that means you live in a fantasy. You live in a world you live outside of reality. You can watch the news and see all of this crime happen. You see all these people getting carjacked, stolen, robbed, home break-ins, and all this stuff happening. And in your mind, you still think the world is a safe place. But then in the same tone, you talk about how unsafe the world is, and then you're going to trust in someone else's ability to protect you as opposed to taking advantage of your own ability to protect yourself and taking advantage of your own rights to protect yourself. You want to leave it on the responsibility of your protection on someone else. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. I didn't call you a name. You called me one. No, you didn't win. You didn't win this one. Homeboy think we live in Baghdad somewhere. Say that to the 400 plus almost 400 murders that happened just in the city of Philadelphia. Say that to the Chicago's people that's in Chicago getting shot up every night. Say that to the people in Atlanta, Georgia getting shot up. Say that to Los Angeles, the people that's getting shot up. Say that to Baltimore, the people getting shot up. Again, y'all saying this stuff, but I guarantee y'all, the people that's under this type of situation every single day, what about them? I didn't call nobody. You go back to what I said. I said that statement. That was a stupid statement. Stupid statement. That's it. I didn't refer to the person. I said the statement was a stupid. I said this is the ignorant statement. This is the idiotic statement. This is what I'm talking about. Because it is an ignorant statement. Because you still think that that the government cares enough about you that they won't do nothing corrupt. Meanwhile, you got police that went to jail for corruption. You got politicians that went to jail for corruption. But yet you trust these people to protect your life and make decisions on your life when you can just do it yourself. That's how I talk. I said I pray every day that I don't ever have to use my gun. That's right. Don't you think that's a sensible prayer? Just like I pray for the safety of my family, just like I pray for the safety for the people around me, I also pray for people that I don't know, for their safety. That's why I pray, so that I never ever in life have to use it for no other reason other than enjoying it. See, that's where your head is wrong. Something's wrong with you. Something is wrong. When you think that the world is a safe place, go ahead, you're going to find. And you're absolutely right. Mondo, you're right. Most of the crime are committed by people that legally obtain firearms. And guess what? They're going to continue to illegally obtain firearms because criminals are not going to go through the system because they try not to be found out. And my point to this is that that's the reason why America built the military that we built. If America did not have one of the most powerful militaries right now, guess what? We would be under tyranny from another country right now. The only thing that stops America from being under tyranny from other countries is the strength the power that we show and demonstrate through our military might. That applies to everything. It applies to your neighborhood, your community, and everything else. People are not going to give a darn about you when they're looking for a victim. They're looking for the easiest victim possible. And if you're not well prepared and you're not ready in the moment, guess what? You're going to be a victim. Hopefully you never are. But I'm telling you, in reality, that's what happens. Hero. And my thing is this, is that when it comes to firearms, again, when you start talking about what the people do with firearms, most gun owners don't do that type of stuff. If you go look at the average gun owner, guess what? You never get that out of them. It's the ones that is the ignorant ones, and usually out of communities that learned about firearms the wrong way, because they pick up a firearm and think they're supposed to be some cowboy swinging a gun around the streets and stuff. It's the reason why you have that. When you go into certain neighborhoods like that, they learn about firearms the wrong way. And their whole mentality think that guns are for killing people. And they're not. They're for everything but that. That is the end result of somebody trying to kill you first. And if the gun is what you have in the moment, then that's what you have to use. But my point is, people do a lot more with firearms than just kill people. And I've never thought about killing somebody when I have firearms. But criminals don't give a darn what they're going to do to you. And if you don't have something to protect you, knife, firearm, hammer, whatever, you're going to be more of a victim than not. Any trolls, come on the Fracker Show. Sunday, 12 o'clock noon, Eastern Standard Time. They love Trump so much it ain't funny. No, actually they don't, but whatever. I'm not entertaining the conversation right now. Again, stupid statement and calling somebody stupid is two different things. What you say when someone says something stupid as opposed to being stupid is two different things. I don't know you enough to call you stupid. I talk to the statement. Yeah, that's true. Philadelphia and Chicago combined for more murders combined in a year than all Iraq. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hopefully you carefree then. That's fine. Look, that's your life. That's your choice. One thing I ain't is ignorant enough to think that the world, me being carefree, I'm not living in paranoia. I go everywhere I want to go, when I want to go, all the time I want to go. One thing I don't live in paranoia. You can assume that I do, but I don't. You can assume I live in paranoia, but I don't. Merry Christmas, Mark. My thing is this, David. It's not about owning a gun. Listen, my thing is this. If I'm talking to you about owning a firearm, right? And I'm talking to you about owning a firearm to protect yourself against government tyranny. But if someone else tell you, oh, no, you don't need the firearm, the government cares about you and they're going to take care of you. Who do you think care about you the most? The person that's telling you to arm yourself up and protect yourself just in case that might happen, or the person that's telling you, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. We got you. You'll be fine. We'll protect you if something happens. Who do you think care about you the most? The one that want to give you the ability to protect yourself, or the ones that wants to take away your ability to protect yourself and make sure you have access to the best weapons to protect yourself? That way, if something wants to happen to you, David, you can take care of it and handle it yourself, not anybody else. People can always act like they care about you. That's an easy thing. How do you feel about supporting illegal immigrants in America? I want all illegal immigrants gone. Simple as that. Every single one. Criminals make ghost guns, and he's absolutely right. So glad Kamala and Tampa and Tim lost. Let me explain something to you. I'm not a criminal, nor have I ever been a criminal. I don't have no mental health, none at all. I enjoy my life. And you keep bringing up mental health, but let me ask you a question. So when you keep bringing up mental health, who gets to determine whether you have mental problems? The government? So if the government decided to, let's go with the mental health thing. And if the government decided the mental health, so everybody has mental problems. Once again, you open and expose yourself to government tyranny. And I know you're not going to comprehend what I'm saying. This is the reason why you can't give government that much room. Because the minute you give them this much space, they're going to use it to weaponize it against you. Ryan, David, I'm telling you what's going to happen. You give the government any little inch, they're going to use it to weaponize the government against the citizens. I know you don't think that can happen, but believe me when I tell you, that's what's going to happen. And there you go. Fire, and he's absolutely right. Mondo is on point with this. Yet, firearms are banned in the UK. And you still have shootings like the nightclub and shooting in London and back in September. And guess what? They still have them. It's not going to stop criminals. That water ain't stopping nobody. D.C., Washington has the toughest gun law, but yet has one of the highest crime rates. Correct. all Democratic ran cities have the higher crime rates because all Democratic ran cities got the toughest gun laws. As soon as you get out of that, seem like the more to lose the crime, the more you get rid of them gun laws, the less crime you get. Why? Because if I'm a criminal and I walk into a facility that everybody got guns and I decide to go in there and rob them, I got my one gun being faced with 30 pointing at me. Now, you know what? I picked the wrong place. Georgia has the highest crime murder rate. Yeah? Take out Atlanta, Georgia, and see how that go. You want to bring up Georgia? All right, let's take Atlanta, Georgia out of Georgia and see how well that goes in. Because Atlanta, Georgia is Democrat. You're right. Mark, you're absolutely correct. My ignorance is glaring. My ignorance. My ignorance is glaring. Wow. One day you're going to wake up because I'm going to be honest. The funny thing is, I used to think the way they think. That's why I understand it. See, understanding y'all, I used to think the way that they think. Remember what I said? I'm from the hood. I'm from the city of Philadelphia. I was that mentality person. The way that they think is the way I thought. I thought that, you know what? Ain't nothing going to happen to me. Ain't nothing going to happen to me. If something happened, I use my hands. I'll beat them up. Until I start realizing that criminals, and this ain't really about criminals, but I'm just going to have this subject about criminals. Until I start realizing that criminals don't play fair. When I started realizing that criminals don't play fair, they don't care. People that got bad intentions don't care. They're not going to get, if a person that has bad intentions is not going to give you the chance to call 911, they're not going to give you the chance to call for help or get help. If they got bad intentions, they just going to do what they're going to do to you and they're not going to care. And in that moment, I'm not in the business of being fair about it. Even if I can fight, it is not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to defend myself against a group of people trying to do bad stuff to me. But if a group of people trying to do bad stuff to me, and I just so happen to have a firearm at the moment, the mere fact that I pull out the firearm might possibly stop the situation without even ever having to use it. They be like, oh no, we don't want no smoke. And it might diffuse the whole situation. And never even had to use it. Should never had to use it. And guess what? That happens a whole lot. But that never gets talked about. By far more, millions and millions of times that happens and no one ever dies in the situation and it gets diffused by the gun, but they don't talk about that. Why? Because that put the gun in a good light. Yep. And this is the point that I keep trying to make. Man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the conversation. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Appreciate it very, very much. I really do. Appreciate y'all. Listen, off topic, because I had a good time. I really did. Ryan, appreciate the conversation. Even though there were insults and went out. But it's cool. It's no big deal. I'm thick-skinned. I'm good with that. It don't even bother me one bit. David, I appreciate you too. Appreciate you, Ryan. Ryan Beans, David, both of y'all, and everybody else. Kumo, Mark. Who else am I missing in here? If I miss your name, please forgive me. Don Trump, Ryan, every single one of y'all. I appreciate the conversation. Listen, at the end of the day, it's nothing personal. You know what I mean? This is how we educate each other and have conversations about this type of stuff. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. And this is how we educate each other. We don't always have to agree. That's cool. We don't agree. I really don't care. I care. I ain't gonna say I don't care. I do care. I do. Real talk, I really do care. I care because I don't want citizens, everyday, hardworking, honest citizens to become victims because of someone else's behavior. So if you're a person that gets up and go to work and trying to earn a living and doing everything you can to do the right thing, I don't want you to become victim to people that don't give a darn. So yes, if I have to educate as much as I can, a firearm, the ownership of a firearm is not for you to get out there and go out there and hurt nobody. The reason, purpose behind that is to one, government tyranny. Number two, possibility of somebody try to hurt you. In hopes that without ever having to use the firearm, just the mere sight of it will hopefully take away that situation. Now, hopefully you never have to use it. And I'm the same way. I hopefully never have to use it. But sometimes it can save your life just by the mere sight of it. And hopefully the person that's trying to do damage to you don't have none. But if they do have something, and they do have bad intentions, and the robber still to shoot you, hopefully you can get a chance to defend yourself. Because criminals do not care. That's why we call them criminals. That's why we have a prison system. That's why we have a jail system. That's why we have a court system. Because unfortunately, we have people that have bad intentions, and we got a lot of them. And they're out here on the streets every single day, and they do not care. And some of them are actually in politics. Some of them are police officers. Some of them are everywhere. And my thing is this: if someone does bad intentions to me, I am not in the business of trying to be fair about it. Sorry. You already set the tone of what's about to happen by trying to victimize me. And in that moment, I'm not in intention to be fair. Do I worry about this stuff every day? No. Do I think about this stuff every day? No. I go on my life every single day. But it is a reality that it can happen. Every single day, there is a reality that can happen. In any neighborhood. It doesn't matter where you at. It can happen in a nice neighborhood just as much as it can happen in a hood, or what we consider the hood. But at the end of the day, that's more important. That is by far more important. And with that said, and for those that are out there and still on the live, I appreciate y'all, really do. There's a company out there that makes hair care products. And there's a company that makes hair care, skin care products that I use every single day. It's called Top to Bottom Hair and Skin Care. When I get ready to get off this live, you're going to see a 30-second commercial if you hang in there with it. If you go use OG Network 26, that's OG Network 26, and you spend more than $35, you'll get a 15% discount on the product. If you're looking for hair care products, skin care products, that is the OG Network 26. You use that promo code, you get a 15% discount on anything that you buy from them, as long as you spend $35 or more. And if you're not sure what it is, I'm getting ready to get off this live, and you'll get the commercial after the fact. And it's Top to Bottom Hair and Skin Care. And that, with that said, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Every single one of y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it, and they're probably killing you. No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skin Care. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skin Care. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.